Everyone, I am live. Welcome to our Success Mastermind for Friday, the 27th of May, 2022. And it's going to be a good day. Already is for a lot of people. I know, it's noon here and we got a lot of people tuning in from different time zones. So glad you're all here. I do have one thing that we're going to be doing today, which is our Be Heard session. That's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern U.S. time for any members. Go ahead and be there if you'd like to ask any questions, talk about business, life, anything that's coming up for you. I am there to listen and maybe give you whatever perspectives that I can come up with. But anyway, good to see you, Missy. I'm glad you're here, Lindsay, Catherine. I've got an idea that came up. Well, first, let me ask, because we had a bit of cause to celebrate yesterday. Right. Yesterday, we talked about prosperity as a way of life, and I gave you some reminders about things that you could do to keep, those things in front of your mind awareness there on things that you'd like to have accompany you on this journey. Images that mean something to you. Did you guys, did you revisit that? Did you maybe download a couple of pictures? I got a few. I got a few things that I'm not any question in my mind about that I'd like to see come to pass. Now, I'll just, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I think a lot of people know that recently I got this house that I'm in right now. And there's a lot of projects that I could do or that I could pay to have done. And, we don't do them all at once. And so I've got some projects in mind. And so I'm now finding pictures of, well, that would be nice, look at the fence with the, the grass and the landscaping. So we got to do some landscaping work, which I understand doesn't add a whole lot of value to the house. Certainly adds curb appeal, but if you want to add value to a house, kitchen upgrades, apparently that's the most bang for your buck. I'm just, just doing what I'm told over here. I don't know. I think the kitchen's fine, but anyway. So yeah, I'm looking at like landscapes and different things and, what kind of palm trees would we like? So I see Missy here. Yeah, you're looking at homes. There you go. Lifted you up. Okay, great. So the more we look at this stuff and the more real we make it in our own life. I mean, look, there's the pictures. That's real. There you go. Notwithstanding, Photoshop and everything else, but you grasp the concept that, these beautiful properties or the luxury cars or the walks on the beach, right? The digging of wells for the poor, right? So stuff like that. I mean, that's real. And the more you look at it, the more real it is for you, right? So all this stuff that we've talked about in the last 24 hours is designed to benefit who? Well, you, obviously, right? You're the beneficiary of the messaging that you allow in, whether it's good or bad. You get to be the beneficiary of all the, all the narratives, that are counter to your prosperity as well. This is where my microphone lives, by the way, right there. So, so did you do some of that? Missy did. Anybody else? Did you do some of that? It's a good exercise to do. It may seem like goofing off, yeah. So, and now, thank you, Missy. I see in the chat. So having taken in some imagery, she then put out some communication, right? And I'm sure it was done with great posture and, in the prize frame, in the power frame, as we've read in Oren Klaff's book. So I want to talk with you about today is reducing the amount of time it takes to make that stuff not only real for you in your mind, but real for you in your world, outwardly, right? As Parkinson's law states, work expands to fill the time allowed for it. And I've got an issue with that. Well, I guess my first issue is that I see that it's true. I would prefer that it wasn't. I would prefer that I could just, without any pressure or deadlines, just mosey my way onto spectacular results. And in some ways, we could see where each of us, we've developed proficiency in some areas. It takes us less time to do things that used to be a big deal. Now we can do them a lot quicker because we're more competent, and with competence comes speed. Nice. But you guys ever heard that saying? Because I know we're all entrepreneurs here. I work well under pressure. Yeah, I work well under pressure. Okay. Actually, the truth is I work when under pressure. If no pressure, then, well, there's something else I could be doing, right? There's lots of things I could do. So I work when under pressure. And this is another interpretation, if you will, of Parkinson's law. We could call this Lavenia's law, because, everybody's got to have a law. You're not quite an authority yet until you invented some laws. So anyway, Lavenia's law is I work when under pressure. Now, is that true for you? Now, I'm not saying that you have to have your back right against the wall for you to ever lift a finger. Although, holy crap, look around, right? I mean, Linda just joined us. She'll appreciate this. So, excuse me, I have confronted recently so many people who have a need, have a desire, let's say, for increase, and who doesn't, right? More money in less time with less effort, or however they'd like to phrase that. And yet, when presented with opportunity to do something now, there's not quite enough motivation to break the trance of, well, I'm focused on this, or these problems, or I really don't believe I can. I mean, I'd like increase, but I really don't believe I can. There's not enough, perhaps the necessity level isn't high enough to break the trance from, here's the situation, and break that and go over to, here's what I can do about it. Now, I love the phrase, something can be done about it. I love that phrase. And because what that means to me is, all right, John, how can you cause something? I mean, what part of this can you be responsible for? If something can be done about it, well, what can you do about it? So I love that. It's, what it is? It's the answer to I would say, the state of apathy, the condition of, who cares? Why bother? There's no use anyway. I'll never win. That's apathetic. That's what that is. Okay. That's really, really low. I'd rather see someone, or I would speak for myself. I'd rather see myself, at least angry or something, moving, doing something, rather than sitting there wallowing in, why bother? Yeah, that's pretty sad. I'm not saying that the prize is to be angry as you work, but my goodness, it's way more resourceful than, what was the saying? There's no room for despair on the battlefield. All right. So yes, something can be done about it. And yet, if someone doesn't believe that, if they don't grasp that, well, they're just going to continue to be in the trance. And work expands to fill the time allowed for it, right? I mean, if someone's back isn't right against the wall, if in fact they only work when under pressure, then truly good is the enemy of great, because they're getting by in their trance. They're getting by, and they're not necessarily thrilled, but at least it's familiar. And so they don't have to do anything about it. They don't have to. So one of the first things that I had to learn to kind of apply my own law to, and it's not a law, okay, but to apply Lavenia's law to the the realities that I was looking to create and to manifest sooner rather than later, is I had to set deadlines, timelines, dates of completion, and it was uncomfortable, because especially, listen to this, especially if we have failed to reach goals pretty consistently. In other words, if we've gotten into that same, trance is the word I was using, that sort of a mediocrity pattern where we essentially buy our own excuses and, we produce mediocre results, which are, we're surviving, right? So good, but mediocre. And so, you know what? I mean, it's not so bad. There you go. There's the mantra. There's the mantra that most people are saying to themselves all the time. It's not so bad. Now, let's look at a couple examples in history of people who said, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. We're going to do something about it. I mean, if something can be done about it, well, why not me, right? The book we just, we're going to finish reviewing this week, Traveler's Gift, brings up a couple of examples of people who have said, you know what, I'm going to do something about it. How about this guy, Abe Lincoln? He did something. Yeah, I could do something. Comfortable? No. Reasonable? No. But we're going to do something. And we're going to get this done because something can be done. Columbus. Yeah, no, not okay. Not okay. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. I mean, I got to sail all the way over there to like do the trade routes and stuff. You know what? I want to go this way. Not okay. I'm going to go this way. How about Tom Edison? It's one that comes to mind. I mentioned this in Integrity is Everything, right? So is it okay that like I'm like I can't see like in the dark and I got like the hot oil lamp and the candles and stuff. I'm burning myself and dripping the shit all over the place. Not okay. Not okay. I want light bulbs. They don't exist. Well, something could be done about that. And here's 10,000 attempts to do something about that. And finally something worked. He just had to suck the air out of the tube. That was the trick. Okay, great. So they figured that out. And a few other things too. Most successful inventor, maybe in all of history. But the point is that we stopped buying our own equivocations. There's a word, Missy. Equivocations. Yeah. To equivocate, to kind of, vague, maybe milk toast, kind of, maybe I'll try. Hopefully, it's all equivocation. So when do you want this stuff? When? And I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying that you got a crystal ball and you're going to put the exact date into the moment, that's, although work expands to fill the time allowed for it. So why not at least go ahead and set a date? Educated guess. That's all. You see, we're building a case. So yesterday we built the case a little bit that, these things exist. Okay. These realities are real. And just by you putting your attention on them, you're making them more real in your life by observing the imagery of that which is real. Great. Now it's more real for you. There are things which are plenty real, just not for you. I don't know, moon rocks or something, or I don't know. I don't put my attention on that stuff. I suppose if I studied, moon rocks, or I'm just kind of trying to come up with something bizarre. I'd have a whole lot more data about that. That would be much more real for me. I could think with that. I could, do mathematical equations with that. And I could, design the interior decor based on the moon rock theme or something, right? So, but that's not for me. It's not in my realm of attention. Maybe it should be. I don't know. Okay. But there are things that are. So let's make those very real. Let's build the case. And then since we've established the reality of that, now all we got to do is sell ourselves on the fact that we can. And so the questions are, well, What is it? Okay, well, we identified that. Who? Well, me. How? Okay, how? Some of that, we're going to have to put some of those pieces together. And I think I'm going to help you with that here today. Based on this other question, when? Okay, so let's go ahead and set a time for when. And then we can start looking at the how. So we already know the why and the what, right? Why I want this is, and hopefully you know the why. Well, go ahead and write that out. Write about what does it feel like for you to accomplish these goals, and what are those goals, right? But now when? So we're setting the deadline. Excuse me. By the way, this is not new. This is not new data. Okay, so if you look at SMART goals or the goal card that Napoleon Hill described in Think and Grow Rich, or any of the exercises where you come up with something specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely, well, there you go, right? That's how you set a goal. So if we set the when, and see, we're building the case now, is that we can have it then. Okay, so now our attention must turn to the how, because that seems to be the only piece that's missing for a lot of people. And look, people chase courses and gurus and everything else looking for how-to tricks and tips. Okay, I can tell you that the exact combination of how-to tactics and whatever is different for every person. So I don't like to focus on that stuff too much, lest I pigeonhole someone into my methods, my beliefs, my strengths, which may not be your strengths, right? I mean, if you ask me, if we were in a sales meeting right now, and you asked me, John, how could we increase sales? I would say, increase the amount of time you spend talking with customers. Mathematically and logically, that works. But what if you're like excellent at marketing and copywriting, but like you just don't, the whole verbal thing. Okay, so you could take that instruction literally and fall on your face, or you could find ways to make that work within whatever methods are best for you. Maybe it's an email every day. That's talking to customers. Okay, for me, it would be get them on the phone, right? So I can communicate so much more in so much less time when I can also hear what the other person's doing, right? I can actually get into a dialogue. For me, that's my strength. So you see, my methods may not match up directly to you. So the how-to stuff is what we're going to have to discover a bit for ourselves. But as Parkinson's law states, work expands. All right. So how many how-to methods are you going to implement and experiment with and discover and everything else if you've got an eternity to fulfill these desires? Well, I guess there's tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. And that leads to what? Back to the trance, back to the pattern of, well, I mean, it's not so bad. All right. So we got to get a bit bold here, a bit unreasonable. So I'm going to suggest we set deadlines, and then we work with what we already have. We already have strengths, each of us. We work with what we have. I know Missy's, one of her strengths is her importunity. Word from yesterday. She persists to the point of annoyance. And then look, if that's what you got, so what you got. It works. It's good. It's good stuff, right? But and I'm not putting that on you, Missy. I'm celebrating you here. We're celebrating. All right. So but here's what we're going to find is that we piss away less time in like, well, maybe I should, or maybe I should. And we find that with that time that we save, we just, we get to yeses and nos faster. There's an idea. Great. Yes. Let me execute that idea. It worked. It didn't work. yes or no, right? Rather than all of the projecting and, considerations that don't lead to action. Here's another thing you can do on the how-to front, okay? Because everyone's only got 24 hours in a day. I realize we're dealing with that limitation, which is also a blessing, right? What if you only had 23? What if you only had 6? There's some planets that spin around really fast. If you were on Mercury or something, I mean, your day's really short. What a blessing. You've got 24 hours and you're not burning your skin off. It's really cool. Although, here comes summer. Anyway, you get to, let me say it this way. You now have an opportunity, because you've set a timeline for the accomplishment of these things that are real for you. You get to make yourself less accessible. So, see, that sounds weird. John, you just said if you want to increase sales, increase the amount of time you spend with customers. Yeah, do that. And on purpose. Okay. So you've got, let's say you've got people that could buy something from you, people who are in a certain process in the sales cycle, right? You could spend time very purposefully, a predetermined amount of time with each of them. And then all of the other stuff, right? Customer service stuff and different things that you could delegate or that should be delegated already, right? I mean, I can tell you, I'm not the customer service department in my world, right? The companies that I deal with, heaven forbid, right? I mean, I do what I do, right? And people deliver what they deliver. So in that way, and I've seen a lot of people fall into this trap where they want to man every post, and it's very, good intentioned and friendly and all that. But is that moving you in the direction of your goals? And in fact, is it even serving? I mean, if you're doing a half-assed job with something that isn't even your post, is that even serving to the degree that people could be served if you just routed them properly to the right, terminal? Go here, go there, right? This saves you a bunch of time, and then also raises your authority and what people can and should expect from you. If people come to you and you're the expert in some specific, area of doing this, they expect the best from you on that post. But with that same understanding, they don't expect you to be the master of all things. You can't be the master of all things. All right. So what a great time saver. So we're looking at, and this is an old admonition, what can you say no to make yourself less accessible? Not where it matters most, but where it matters least. Less accessible where it matters least. Less able to be impinged upon by the distractions, the unsolvable problems, the imaginary barriers, and things that do not move the needle. Compartmentalization. See, this is also part of building the case for the fact that you can achieve these things. And part of the case before the jury here is, well, look, he or she stopped giving away their time to things that don't move the needle. There you go. More validation for you. See, you're getting more efficient. And on that note, let me wrap up with this, and then I'd love to hear any thoughts that are coming up for you guys. Because I believe anybody can reach whatever goal you set. Okay, no matter what the goal is, if it's something you truly want, it's specific, it's measurable, and it's relevant to you, and it's achievable in common hours on planet Earth. Okay, and you got enough time to contemplate it and to know what it is and to start taking that first step towards it. Well, then you can achieve this. But the question of efficiency comes up. Anybody can make $1 million. The only question is, how long does that take? Okay, so how efficient are we going to be? And so I'll put your attention back on the classic Science of Getting Rich. If you're operating from a sense of deep gratitude for all that you have and all you're able to accomplish, And then you just go ahead and act with each specific action. You act with purpose, right? A full understanding of the purpose of each action. That's not a distraction now. Okay. That's, wow, here's why I'm doing this specific action. Okay. So you act with purpose and with faith. And I'll have to admit to you guys, faith, just like Ponder said in the book, which character was he meeting with? He was talking about faith. Gabriel, right? So you a man of faith. I'd like to think I'm a man of reason. Reason has its uses, limited, but has its uses. But faith. So in SGR, Waddle said purpose and faith. You imbue each action with purpose and faith, and it qualifies it as an efficient one. So faith, the unseen, right? And when we have enough purpose and faith and a deep sense of gratitude, we find ourselves sometimes in what we call spontaneous right action. So back to the how-to thing, okay, and why this is what keeps people running around looking for the magic elixir. You've got tactics, I've got tactics, everybody's got tactics, okay? But that exact combination of tactics and putting that together, and when we see people put it together in such a way that they have exponential increase and they're swept on to success, and it seems easy, there's a greater intelligence than just you being reasonable and reasoning things out, okay? There's a greater intelligence that comes into play. Again, Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich. The sixth sense, the intuition, the hunches, right? So these can only be developed and I would say, capitalized upon when we've got the foundation in the other principles that he talked about. If it's been a while since you guys have reviewed the 13 principles in Hill's book, it'd be a good idea to look at them. Number one was desire, right? We talked a bit about that yesterday. And all these other ones, persistence and decision and organized planning and the mystery of sex transmutation. And right. So we've been through that. Hopefully we've all been through that book. I've been through it many times. But when you've got the foundation of these things, we're building on rock now. Okay. You've got a high integrity person. You've got someone who's got some good understanding. Yes. Some good reason, some good faculties, some good principles, some strength of character. And then we see that higher intelligence. Then we get to perceive it more. I mean, it's already here. It's not like we need to go get it or something. Okay. But we can get into resonance. We can get into harmony with that. And then we can go exponentially faster. It feels good, my friends. It feels good to be in the flow, not forcing solutions on problems and all this. It feels good and right. And we know we're in spontaneous right action and things just start flowing for us. This is what I wish for everyone here. And you've all experienced it in greater or lesser degrees. You've all experienced it. But when, now when people ask you about your tactics, you may seem a little nebulous with it, but because there's something bigger at play here than just what you think, which is beautiful. Because my goodness, if I have to have all the answers. Oh, Linda. I think I struck a nerve with Linda. Hi, Linda.
Hi. Okay, I'm muted. This is great, John, because I've already decided that I'm dedicating this weekend to accomplishing my goal of being free. I am not letting anyone impinge upon my time. So until I reach my goal, and then I can do whatever I want. I have the next 3 days off where I can just concentrate on this. And I've spent probably most of all of this morning, trying to figure out who I'm going to impinge upon
Mm-hmm.
and how. So I may be impinging upon you this weekend if I run into any trouble or I need any help, if that's okay.
Sure. Well, we've got a couple things on the table, so I'm going to ask you to also broaden your reach because I may not be
Okay.
as accessible as I typically am for you.
What did you
Like
say?
today, for example, I'm writing copy all day for a video sales letter, and then tomorrow I've got some flexibility tomorrow.
I lost you. Hold on.
Oh, we'll just
I can't hear
pretend
you,
that
John.
you can't hear
Okay,
me.
you're back. There you go.
I'm back.
Yeah, I
Okay,
can.
well, that's good. Good. Well, what I was saying is also broaden your reach because I've got to actually shut down comms today because I'm copywriting for a
Okay.
video sales letter, and then tomorrow I'll have some flexibility. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow is when I have things I have to take care of today and tonight. And then after that, it's
Okay, good.
just, yeah.
Good. And I've got some windshield time
And
on
I'm going
Sunday.
to do it with the intention of serving others and helping others, not to get. So,
Good. Good.
Yep.
Well, those who give get. Help people get
That's
what they
right.
want. You'll get what you want.
And just remember our motto, enhancing the lives of those we touch by helping them reach their goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go. You're
Yeah.
awesome.
You're awesome too. Everybody here is awesome.
Good. All right. I'm going to send you a reminder too via Telegram. That's something I was talking with Christian about yesterday.
Okay.
Very
Very
good.
good. Thanks.
Who else? Missy.
John, this was very good and practical. And I don't know about you, but I got 9 chapters for your new book, Lavenia's Laws. It says, the material always has to be constantly presented to ever-growing people seeking this information, and it has to be presented in different ways. And I found this to be very helpful. Now, of course, you can get this out of Napoleon Hill and Wallace Bottles, but this was presented concisely, and it's something you can feel like you can implement, not have to have the dictionary. I don't mean it that way. You use very nice and big words. But it's pithy. And that's what made it so, it was exciting actually to hear it. And I guess I'll be talking to you in Be Heard, because I need to be heard. And I don't know
Okay.
what's going wrong because I'm doing these things, but thank you for this. Great. But write the book with any laws. I got 9 so far. So
Okay. Well, good. Maybe you can write the book. All right. Why not? Good stuff. Good stuff. I have a friend in New Zealand who wrote a book and quoting me and talking about her mentor, John Lavenia, and all this. And the title of the book is Dangerously Successful. Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to, maybe we'll get that on the reading list at some point. Good. Anybody else today? So I heard from Linda. I do see Lindsay. We had somebody just dropped. We got Catherine here. We got Edward. And of course, if you're seeing this on YouTube and you'd like to get in on this conversation, jlsuccessmastermind.com, and you can go ahead and get yourself a 2-week free trial. All right. Anybody else today? Lindsay?
I just thought it was a great topic for today. And just want to say thank you, and I have to jump off for an appointment. But I was fantastic. Thank you.
All right, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Go spend time with customers. All right, guys. Then I'll be back here in a few hours. In the meantime, I'm going to be completely quiet. So I will emerge with great words on paper. Yes, that's what's